Hello, good morning from my time here in Nigeria. My name is Pharmacist Jacob Daudagwari. I'm a trained pharmacist and a forex trader. So today I want us to learn how to draw or plot psychological level on GBP I want us to learn how to plot psychological level on GBP. But first, we need to know what psychological levels are. Psychological levels, they are in forex trading, they are considered as a very important level because most hedge funds, central bank, you know, and the major player in the market pay close attention to it. There are levels where those major players in the market tend to place their buy limit, stop order, take profit, and stop loss. So it's a very important level to be considered. So psychological level, they are generally around up numbers. They are generally around up numbers. They are round up numbers. And for example, we have 1.32000. So they end with zero zeros. Mostly psychological levels, they are numbers, they are round on numbers that end with zero zeros. So major players in the market tend to pay attention to it because when market gets to those areas, they tend to react. Market tend to react, and they are considered as support and resistance. They are point of support and resistance. So whenever market gets to psychological level, they tend to react, and that's why we have to pay close attention to it. We must know how to plot it because knowing how to plot it will help us, increase our profitability. Knowing how to plot it, putting our eyes on it will help us to will help increase our profitability. So psychological level generally they are around all numbers, and it is applicable even in human. When you go to market to buy something, and for instance you want to buy a pair of shoe, and they tell you 5,759 naira, you may want to price it to a round up number. You may want to price it to 500, I mean 5,000 naira, instead of adding all those smaller digits on it. So likewise in forex trading, they are also applicable. They are round up numbers that major players in the market tend to pay attention to. That's where they tend to put their buy orders, sell orders, stop loss, take profit. So whenever market gets to those level, the market tend to react. And you will see by the time we start plotting this psychological level, you will discover what I'm just talking about. You find out that most of the psychological level, when price get there, they tend to react. And in GBP we use 50 pips each, 50 pips, to draw our psychological level. So, um, from this simple explanation, I believe you understand what basically psychological level is all about. Like I said, psychological levels, they are round up numbers, you know, on the chart that major players in the market, big individual hedge funds, major banks, central banks pay attention to. They tend to place their buy order, sell order, stop loss, and take profit, on those levels. And market tend to be very volatile when they get to that level. Market tend to react when they get to that level. So as retail traders, we need to pay attention to it because it will also increase our profitability. We are the minority in the market, so we follow the bigger boys in order to make some money. So if the bigger boys are doing certain things, we need to understand what they are doing and follow them in order to achieve our goals. You know, the goal of a forex trader is to be able to become profitable. And when you're profitable, you'll be able to achieve your bigger dreams, like traveling to anywhere you want to go, or buying the kind of house you want to buy, buying the kind of cars you want to buy. And of course, you'll be able to have that freedom of having time to spend with your family and focus on things that are very important in life. Things like your personal health, your family, and your relationship with God. These are major important things that one need to focus in life. So if you pay attention to what I'm going to teach you now, it will increase your profitability in the market. You can add it to your conferences And I assure you, it will go a long way, making you to become more successful, more profitable in the market. So we now will now proceed to our 4 time frame hour. This work on all the time frame. It works on all the time frame, but I always prefer plotting it on 4 hour time frame. But it work on all time frame. And using that psychological level, you can use it to place a trade. You can use it to place a trade, and knowing it too can help us to know where to get in into the market and when to get out of the market. When there's a breakage of psychological level and retest, we can place our trade. And when our trade is approaching psychological level, you know, we can decide to take our profit around the psychological level. So they are very key areas. There are areas where we can place our trade and there are areas where we can take our profit. So that's how important the psychological level are. And even with the psychological level alone, you can use it as a strategy you know, to make very good uh, profit in the market. So we proceed to 4 hour time frame, like I said earlier, and like I said earlier, it works on all the time frame. You know, so we now go and pick our tool, horizontal line tool, and we look at where the market is at currently, where the market is at currently. Then we place our horizontal tool there, you know, and look for a round up number there. Look for a round up number. So we have 217. Oh, we'll put 3 3. We can put 3 3 500 and put 3 3 500. Then the next one will be 3 3. We have 3 3 500. Then the next one will be 3 4 0 0 0. 3 4 0 0 0. 3 4 0 0 0. Next one will be 3 4 0 0 0. That's 50 pips. 3 4 0 0 0. Yeah. So the next one will be 3 4 500. You see, it's as simple as that. The next psychological level on GPP USD will be 3 4 500. It's as simple as that. 3 4 500. And then the next one will be 3 5 0 0 0. 3 5 0 0 0. 3 5 0 0 0. 3 5 0 0 0. Our next psychological level. 3 5 0 0 0. So you can see. So we can now plot some few one below here. I don't want us to waste too much time on this. So if this one was 3 3 500, this one should be, the one below should be 3 3 0 0 0. 3 3 0 0 0. 3 3 0 0 0. 3 3 0 0 0. 3 3 0 0 0. The next one. And if this one is 3 3 0 0 0, the next one should be 3 3 500. Next one should be 3 3 500. 3 3 0 0. 3 3 0 0. So if this one is 3 3 0 0, the lower one should be 3 2 500. Yes, it's 3 2 500. I mean, yes, 3 2 500. Yes, that's the correct thing. The next one should be 3 2 500. So if this one is 3 2 500, the lower one should be 3 2 0 0 0. The lower one should be 3 2 0 0 0. Lower one here should be 3 2 0 0 0. So this is how to plot psychological level on GBP USD. GBP, Great Britain versus a US dollar. So if this one is 3 2 0 0 0, the one below it should be 3 1 500. The one below it should be 31500. I think if we plot this one, should be okay. 31500. This one should be 31500. 31500. 31500. So you can see this is as simple as this. This is how to create psychological level. So let's pay a close attention to the psychological level we have plotted. Or we can go to 1 hour time frame and observe our psychological level. It will be more clearer. So these are 50-50 pips. We can even confirm it by taking this our measuring uh, tool to measure it. Distance between one psychological level to the other one is how many? We can see it's 50 pips. It's 50 pips. It's 50 pips. So that's very correct. It's 50 pips. We can check the next one. Distance between this psychological level to the next one is how much? You can see is is 50 pips. 50 pips. So we are very correct. So this is how to plot psychological level on GBP USD. And like I said earlier, knowing this psychological level will help increase our profitability because these are round up numbers that major players in the market, hedge funds, major banks, central banks, and big individuals, you know, pay close attention to. This way they normally place their buy order, sell order, take profit, and stop loss. So as retail traders, it is important that we pay close attention to it because it will help us increase our profitability. And when we are profitable, it will help us achieve our dreams. Because it will be very unfair if we make money in the market and then we lose it back to the market. So knowing the psychological level, we know that, you know, when price break one psychological level, it will be heading to the next psychological level. And when it gets there, there's probability the possibility of it reacting. Like I told us earlier, using only the psychological level, we can cash out a lot of money from the market. You know, from here you can see that when the market break this psychological level and retest, go long. We can go long and target the next psychological level. You see where price touches. I will be able to make 50 pips here. You know, so using this psychological level alone is a good strategy. You look for where the market break psychological level and retest it. Then, depending on the direction of the market, you place long or you place short, and you comfortably will target the next, psychological level, which will be the next 50 pips. And you make a very cool amount of money in the market without stressing yourself. So knowing this psychological level play a very important role in increasing our probability. So I will encourage us to add this one to our conferences. And if you have any question, if you didn't understand it, draw my attention in the comment section. I will I will do a due diligence to it and make another video, you know, to it. So please, I'm encouraging us to pay close attention to it. It's a very good strategy on its own, knowing how to plot psychological level. Using this alone, you can make good money from the market. You can make good money from the market. So you can see, let's see whether the market obeys what we are anticipating. We said market always, react whenever it gets to a psychological level. You can see here, market reacts here around the psychological level. And even when it gets here, it reacts here. There's reaction here. When it gets here, there's reaction here. You know, there's also reaction here on this psychological level. So you can see psychological levels are very important. You can see even far left, there's reaction here, there's reaction here, all around the psychological level. Even here, there's reaction here around the psychological level. You know, so they are very important. Even here too, far left, there's reaction here, there's reaction here, there's reaction here. They very, very important. Very important. So we should pay close attention to it. Know how to plot it and then add it to your conferences. It will increase your profitability. Our goal in this market is to become profitable. And I tell you, it shouldn't take us long time to become profitable in the market. If only we can pay attention to the important things that really matters in the market, it should not take us long before we become profitable. So this thing I'm teaching us today, it's very important. It's one of the important confluence I pay close attention to in the market before placing my trade. You know, so I will advise that we should pay close attention to know how to plot it. You can, and this psychological level is applicable in all the currency pairs. So please, we should do um, our due diligence and pay close attention to it so that we can be able to increase our profitability. So please, if today is your first time coming across my channel, please kindly like, share it, and subscribe it so that whenever I release another video, educative one, YouTube can recommend it to you. Thank you. God bless you. And my name still remains Pharmacist Jacob Dauda Gwari, the trained pharmacist and a forest trader. See you some other time. Bye.